So I'm here with Erie, and we're going to be taking a look at some balance exercises in the OPT model. We're going to start with a stabilization exercise. Stabilization is really concerned with self-generated perturbation. So what we're looking for is a self-controlled movement that focuses in on form, posture, and alignment of our feet, knees, hips, shoulders, head, with the core nice and engaged, so pulling in that navel. We want to make sure that our feet and knees are pointing straight ahead throughout the movement pattern. And what we're looking for is a nice controlled speed. So we're going to do a multiplanar leg reach. We're going to go first into the sagittal plane, then into the frontal, back into transverse, and back again into the sagittal plane. So we'll just lift gently, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. So Erie, as you're seeing here, my knee and my foot are actually going to stay pointing forward throughout the entire motion. What we don't want to see is a hip drop at all. And this one we would generally do several different reps and sets of it because we're just showing the movement. You can just do a few on the one foot. So what we don't want to see is we don't want to see any of this, right? We're kind of going in to balance our way through this way. That's not real balance. We want to make sure we're keeping a nice strong core and neutral hips, neutral ankles, neutral knees. Okay? Let's get that right. All right, so let's get our feet in good alignment. Good. Yeah? Yeah, go right ahead when you're ready. All right, good. And diagonal and back here. Good, very nice. Keep that toe pointing forward when you do it. One more time. Good, nice posture. Okay, so moving on now to our strength exercise. So again, this is a balanced strength exercise as opposed to just raw strength that we would see with resistance training, but we are going to increase the range of motion and start to put some weight and load onto that movement. So very similar to what we just did here, we're going to do lunges to the front in the sagittal plane, and then to the side and to the back. We're not going to hit that transverse plane. We want to make sure that we're protecting your knee, which is a little bit sensitive from prior activities. So we're going to maintain nice alignment again, and coming forward, and up, basic lunge pattern. You want to make sure that you're keeping your feet at a distance that's comfortable, that allows you to still do the motion without compromising your alignment. And you want this foot to always stay on the ground, controlling the stable movement, giving yourself a bit of a pause between each blade, just to make sure that you've got that balance in place. Okay? Let's switch. All right, and when you're ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Make sure you keep your shoulders back. And we're keeping that knee pointing straight forward on the side. Let's do one more. All right, good work. That's not an easy one, hey? No. No, the side lunge is actually pretty complex, so yes. We'll keep working on it. Power-based activity, very similar to what we were doing with our stabilization and our strength movements. But in this case, what we're looking for is an explosive movement as opposed to that slow, steady, controlled tempo, which was really slow with stabilization, and a little bit more moderate speed with our strength activity. So this one is going to be an explosive movement followed by a controlled tempo, right? So what we were going to do for this one is a starter skip. So we have our leg back, and we're just going to skip up and hold, and really try and hold that balance together with the hip and the knee toe facing forward, nice alignment in the body. Down again and hold. Down again and hold. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And the goal here is that we don't want to travel very much. We want to make sure that we're holding the pattern and maintain ready to give it a shot? All right, Yuri, we're going to look at our last of the progression of balance movements we've gone through. The easier stabilization, moving into kind of moderate with strength, and now we're at the more intense side, which is power. With stabilization and strength, we're looking at really controlling the movement, maybe speeding up the tempo on those strength components. Now we're actually looking at a bit of a different movement pattern, because we're going to do an explosive movement, and then we're going to pull back, right? So we're going to explode into a balanced position, and then control that balanced landing. The landing here is very important. What I want you to do is you're going to take one foot back, okay, and we're going to bring our opposite hand down. Okay, so you're kind of in a starter position, and you're going to skip up. Okay, and you're going to hold that landing for 3 to 5 seconds, just making sure that the emphasis here is on the balance component. It's okay if you're a little shaky. The idea is to try and be as stable as possible. Okay, you don't have to jump particularly high. We get more intense as we progress the movement. For now, I just want you to try and make sure you're using really strong form, that your knees and feet are always pointing forward, and that when you're landing, you're sticking that landing and holding that controlled balance position. Okay? All right.
I did it wrong again, didn't I?
Yes.
Can you do it my way?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Now you can bend that back knee a little bit, Erie, to give yourself a nice support. Good. Now you might find it a little bit easier, Erie, if you switch out the hands. I know I was doing it with the hands in that position, but if you switch out and you use, if you use the opposite hand to balance yourself, do you find that a little bit easier in movement?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Because what you're doing is you're balancing out the center of gravity a little bit more in your body. It's not easy. It's okay. Good. And of course, we would want to do this on both sides. For this exercise, we're just demonstrating the one side. But like all activities, we would want to do both sides. And I think that that's one that we'll want to add into the routine as well, just to make sure that we're really pushing that core stabilization. Okay? Awesome.